Yeah, he's talking about Rich the Kid because he says a whole lot, man. But it's obvious that he is done with Rich Forever, the label, and probably done with Interscope as well. I don't know if that fight had anything to it, but man, we're going to get down to what he just said or what he's saying on these posts. Now, before we do that, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about Jay Critch just a little bit. Okay, so Jay Critch, man, is a rapper from New York, man, and I think he's from Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure he's from Brooklyn, New York. And Jay Critch, man, he had an early rise in the game. He started getting into the game like in 2015, 2016. Had a couple of collaborations that caught a lot of big attention, man. I'm talking about he collaborated with Rowdy Rebel early on. This is like right before they went to jail, Bobby and them, and then he collaborated with, man, Rich the Kid, which led to a deal that he had with Rich the Kid's Rich Forever label. So everybody would think all is good. Jay Critch is still a relatively young dude. He's only 23, man. So dude has a lot of rapping left in him if he wants to pursue the music career, man. So he signed to Rich the Kid's label. You would think that Rich the Kid, being our fellow artist, would do his best to take care of none other than Jay Critch. Young cat coming up in the game, he's going to need your guidance as the CEO and the owner of the label to make sure he makes the right and proper moves in this game and ends up with some money in his pocket, right? And enjoys making music and putting good music out there, right? But it looks like things were all bad from the get up, man. So it looks like Jay Critch has some gripes that he had to express on social media of all places because he is not feeling his current label situation. Now, Rich Forever has been in the news a lot, man, in the past year, man. It's like Rich the Kid has been in the news for a whole bunch of negative stuff lately, man. And he's also had some big features this year. Like, I mean, I know he's got a couple of joints out there that have actually cracked the top 200 and cracked the top 100 this year. So I'm wondering, man, what in the world is going on, man? Is Rich the Kid not as good of a label owner or running the label as he puts on or that we believe? Because I always gave dude props for being a label owner. I always said that about Rich the Kid. Like, yo, at least, for whatever people say about him, at least he owns his label and owns his stuff. You know what I'm saying? He owns his masters and whatnot. He always toted that. But, man, Jay Critch says some stuff to counter that, and he leads it on for us to believe that maybe Rich the Kid might be blowing smoke, man. Now, with that being said, man, let's look at all the posts that he made today on this rant. So in the very first post, Jay Critch says this: I am not Rich Forever. That ish been a dub. Letting folks know that he is no longer riding with Rich Forever. I'm wondering if this is like the paperwork and everything is dissolved. Like, is the deal completely dissolved? Or is this just a situation where he's not rocking with them at all? Because on the next couple posts, he says some things that might lead to us to believe that he's still contractually obligated to be with Rich Forever. And on this next part, man, Jay Critch, you could tell, man, it's a rift in the relationship because he says some of this right here, and I'm going to improvise. He says, stop letting these cats cap about owning masters and stuff. They trying to hold people in bum deals and cats be your brother until business come up. Then it's all this lawyer talk, contract talk, not real cats. You know what I'm saying? And I had to improvise because he used more colorful language than what I would say or what can be said on this platform. But you get the idea. In this post, he's basically saying this. He's saying that it's all, yo, what's up, brother? Yeah, you my dog and all that, until it's time to talk about the deal and restructuring and all that. And then they start talking about lawyers and all that. And I think that part right there is a direct shot at none other than Rich the Kid. Now, on this final part, he doubles down and lets people know that, hey, man, what's going on at these labels is not what you think it is. And, man, a lot of these cats, he just doesn't mess with like that. So he says this. He says, some of these rap dudes is just like the lawyers at the labels. Don't trust them. Snakes. If y'all want new music, go tell them free Critch. So I'm guessing from that post, he's saying he's going to hold out on making new music until he gets a free Critch campaign going and they free him from his contract. So that's why I said that earlier. This lets me know that he's still contractually obligated to either Interscope or Rich Forever. And right now they're in a holdout situation. And this is always the story of rappers who get signed by labels lately, man. And if I was a really hot artist right now, I'd be asking the question like, man, do I need to be jumping in this game and signing a deal, man? It seems like this is always the fallout, man. I mean, not always, because you do have your little babies, you have your dub babies, you have all these success stories in the hip hop game, especially with the young and upcoming rappers. But man, 90% of these cats end up in a situation like this. It's always, I mean, I see the stories all the time where cats are having it out with their label, and it's a constant struggle and a constant battle between artist expectations and what the label can provide them. Because sometimes artist expectations can be way grander than what the label can actually provide the artist. And for artists, especially while you're independent and prior to signing, you got to take a realistic look at the fact that, man, maybe you're doing all right or what you can do at your level for right now, and an artist and a label really can't help you benefit you anywhere in the future. I mean, kind of the label situation right now seems like you get with a label and then eventually you have your own label deal, and then that's really the pecking order, if that makes any sense. But for anybody who's in the young stages of their career and want to be an artist and they're having issues with their label, it's usually because, you know, they've got two different goals or there are two different situations going on. Now, I don't know what Rich the Kid has planned for Jay Critch's career, but I know that Jay Critch definitely is in a holdout situation right now. We've seen holdout situations in the past where artists have said, man, I'm not dropping no new music until we restructure my deal or something else goes on. But this happens a lot, man, in hip hop, a lot. And it makes you really wonder if it's worth signing a deal these days, man, to be real. Especially to another artist, man. It seems like signing to another artist doesn't seem like what it all should be cracked up to. Yes, it's worked for cats like Meek Mill. It's worked for a lot of people like Drake. But man, most times when you sign to another artist, it seems to end up like a bad situation for the artist that signs at the end. Now, to be real with you, I'm not sure if Jay Critch's situation is that serious, but for him to involve his fans in it, he's obviously letting his fans know that things ain't all good and to be waiting if you want that new Jay Critch release. Now, with that, this been your boy. Hold up. So what do you guys think, man? Do you think that Jay Critch holding out and letting the fans know that he's not going to be dropping any music until they free him is a good thing? Or should he keep this stuff in the dark to keep up an image that everything is going good even when it's not? Now with that, this been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.